Hi guys, it's Alexi here. Today we're going to be building a budget 6.5 gallon per minute pressure washer. The first step is opening the engine. Right now what I'm doing is I got my skid here from Amazon. I already kind of stretched it up a little bit. But pretty much I need to install it right there. What I did is I used one of these rubber isolator pads. That way it doesn't vibrate so much, it absorbs the vibration. And now I'm doing that right now. I need to line up the holes and everything. First, we're gonna get the engine all sorted out and everything. All the upgrades that I'm gonna do and install. As you can see, I already have it mounted on the skid. I'll be showing you guys how to do that. The first step I'm gonna be doing is installing the engine on this aluminum skid that I bought off from Amazon. I'll have it linked there. And in order to do that, I'm using one of these rubber isolator pads and a pair of 4 3/8 hex screws right here. This is a 2-inch length, and then also a 3/8 hex nut. And basically, I'll be showing you closer. Basically, you're gonna have this going underneath the skid. You put your rubber pad isolator on this side right here, in between, and then you'll have your nut on the top. So here up close, you'll see what I'm doing is basically, this is the nut. I put the bolt, without the nut of course, underneath through here. I put the nut underneath through here. But basically I put the screw here underneath. I have the rubber isolator pad right here, and then on top I have the nut. And I'm also going to be using some medium strength thread locker to secure it so they don't loosen up over time. As you can see right there, I already installed some blue thread locker. You can use also a wrench at the bottom to hold the bolt while you tighten this one, using a ratcheting wrench on top. And then you can have another wrench at the bottom holding the bolt. Basically, you can put a wrench here and then you can see where the bolt is. You hold them with the other wrench. That's how you tighten it. The next step that I'm gonna be doing is installing an hour meter on this engine so I know how many hours it has ran. And that's before I put any fluids or oil just yet, just so I don't forget. And also, I installed it first on the skid because that's where it's gonna be going. And right now it's the lightest it's ever gonna be because it has no oil or any gas. So for the other step, I'm gonna be wrapping around the hour meter. I have it right here. And you wrap it around 4 or 5 times around the coil where the spark plug goes. And then I'm gonna see where I install it. So this is after installing the hour meter. Basically, I wrapped it 4 or 5 times around the spark plug, the ignition coil, right here. Zip tied it, and right now I have it right here. I still haven't mounted it yet. I want to test it out first. I'm either gonna mount it down there, or maybe somewhere along here, maybe. I still haven't decided, but I'm gonna just leave it like that. After that, the next step that I'm going to do to make my life easier is to install one of these, which is an oil drain hose. It's a 12mm hose. I'll have everything linked down below. Basically, this is the drain plug, and we're gonna be screwing this one right there instead of the drain plug. That way it makes our oil changes easier when I have it mounted onto the skid. And I'm gonna do that before I fill it up with oil because that way it doesn't make a mess. So I'm gonna break this bolt loose and then install this, and I'll show you how to do that. So I have a 3/8 ratchet with a 12mm socket in order to break this loose. And I'm gonna just put one of these right there in case some oil comes out. It was pretty tight on there. We're gonna be taking that drain plug off and installing this hose. Basically how this works is you install this where the drain plug is, and then over here when you want to do an oil change, you just unscrew this end and then the oil comes out from here. And it just makes it so you have less of a mess when doing it. So I'm gonna do that right now. Hopefully there's no oil. I'm gonna be ready here. And then pretty much I'm gonna remove this. There is some oil, very little though. And then just like that, I'm gonna keep that washer in there to help it seal. So after doing that, that's pretty much it. Make sure this end is closed so no more oil comes off. And then also, I'm gonna just tighten this. Let me see, so I'm back with a 17 millimeter. Hopefully this one works, and it should work. Yes, let's go. I'm gonna just tighten that. Make sure it doesn't leak. There we go. It's all there tight. You won't have any leaks. Let me just clean the oil. And that's pretty much how you install one of these. The next step in all doing this, I'm gonna be filling the engine with oil. I'm using some 10W30 Honda engine oil. Pretty much, I believe this isn't full synthetic, so it's conventional oil, and that's what we want when we do a break-in. And the break-in period for this engine is 3 hours. Okay, so now I'm gonna be filling the engine with oil. The Predator 459 takes 1.16 quarts of engine oil. So basically, right here I have a whole full quart of 10W30. I'm gonna be removing the fill plug. Okay, so after filling the oil and checking the level, it's time to add fuel to this. So that's our next step. All right, so the next step is adding fuel to this. Fresh fuel is best. I had this fuel, it's not the freshest, so I added some fuel stabilizer to it. I'm not gonna add too much because I just wanna test to see if it even runs. So here we go. I'm gonna add enough so I can run it for a couple of minutes. That's good enough for now. I'm not gonna add too much. Right now I'm gonna see if I can start it. If you have an electric start, I'm gonna hook that up later eventually. For electric start, you just hook up your positive right here to the positive to the battery terminal, then a negative to the battery, and then a ground anywhere on the engine. I'm gonna come over here. This is the important part. We're gonna set it to start because it's a cold engine with the fuel on. It's already on. And then we're gonna pull it to see if it starts. I'm also make sure to see if the hour meter works properly. I'm also gonna throttle all the way down to break in the engine. And then I'm gonna wheel around halfway after that, but for now I'm gonna leave it at the lowest setting. I'm gonna throttle it down and I'm gonna try to start it right now. I'm also eventually gonna move this handle to this side because it works better with my setup, but I'll do that after I test that it works. So yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go and see if this starts right now. There we go. I did not check to see if that worked, so I'm gonna have to do that here in a little bit. Let me turn it on again to make sure the hour meter works. So yeah, guys, it's working. I was just trying to, the hour meter wasn't working. I had it too far away. So yeah, but it's working right now. So yeah, that's great. So yeah, guys, it does run and everything. Right now I have it at the lowest. I throttled it down all the way. And I also just tidied up the hour meter. I decided where I was gonna do it. I zip tied here. I zip tied here so it's a little bit more tidy. And then I installed the hour meter right here with the 2 screws. I just I just screwed them in because it's just plastic and there's nothing behind right there. So, and it's perfect because I can view it from the side of the engine. So yeah, so I'm gonna do the braking period with that. And then after that, I need to install the pump. All the fittings I need, the pump with the gear right there and everything. But I have all the engine sorted out. So the last thing I'm gonna do to the engine before I install that is just switch this handle to this side. The only bad thing is that the sticker is gonna be upside down, but they probably sell this or something. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so they're 8mm bolts. I think there's 4 only, so I'm gonna remove those right now. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, the 4th one's down here. This is gonna come out. Basically, we're gonna rotate it so the holes line up right there. Actually, yeah, right there. Because I wanted it more like this, but there's not enough holes to do that. So I'm gonna have to settle down with right here. And I'm not gonna use the impact to start these. So there we go. There we go. So now I'm gonna test it again. And as you can see, you guys are gonna see it run. Then flip it to there to the middle. And then, all right, and then I'm gonna just hold it here and there we go. So it works. First pull and it started. So yeah. So I'm gonna do the braking period on this engine, and which is 3 hours. After that, I'm gonna install the pump, and I'm debating whether or not after the 3 hours I change the oil to synthetic or I leave it for around 10 or 20 hours and then do an oil change. I'm probably gonna wait a little bit on that. But yeah, so you can see there's the engine. So as you can see, there's the engine. Right, I left the key hole because it has a zip tie, so far it hasn't blown away. So there's the upgrade that I did to it. The oil drain hose. Also the hour meter, which is right here. It has 0.2 hours. And also moved it to this side because how I have it, basically I'm gonna start it from this side because this is the driver's side. And I'm gonna have the pump right here. So then that way I can do it from the side of the truck. I can just start it and pull it from here. And eventually when I hook up the electric start, I just pull up the button. But yeah, guys, that's it for the engine part of the pressure washer. And then I'll let you guys know when I do the pump. I haven't ordered it yet. I wanted to make sure this worked first. So hey guys, I already braked in the engine. The next step I'm going to do, because I'm still waiting on the pump and the unloader and stuff, is I'm gonna connect the electric start just to see if it works. I'm gonna test it out first. I already did, but I'm going to be showing you how to do it. So basically you have your battery, the positive and the negative, and I got these battery terminals. So basically you're going to have your 6-gauge wire. This is the positive. Hook it up right here, remove the nut, and then hook it up right there. Then your negative, do the same. And then this is the most important spot. The positive, you're going to hook up right here by the starter. It's next to the black cover one right there. And then for your negative, you can place it really anywhere. Where I did it, it was right underneath the gas tank right there. But you could also hook it up right there, or anywhere else where it's like bare metal. And I'm going to hook it up right now, and I'm going to show you guys it starting up with the electric start. Is it recording? Okay. So here I have my negative battery cable, and I'm going to connect it right here to the negative post. Take the nut, and then just tighten it. Let's see, it's not threading in. Hold on, bear with me. There we go. There we go. Then you do the same with the positive in the positive battery terminal. Right there. Thread it in. I'm going to just use my impact so it's quicker. There we go. That's basically it to hook up the electric start. So after doing that, as you can see right there, I hooked it up to the positive and also the negative. Now I'm gonna start it. Pretty much, I've been running my engine so it's kind of warm, so I'm gonna have it in the run position. Right now it's right in the middle, and then you just hold down the button and it should start right up. There we go. So yeah, electric start works. I'm very glad. So that way, once I hook it up to my skid, I don't need to pull the starter cable to start it. I can just hold the button and I'll start it. So yeah, that's pretty exciting now. I've never had an electric start small engine, so I thought it was going to be harder to hook up, but honestly, it's pretty simple. And yeah, so I just wanted to show you that. That way, on this budget build, you're also going to have electric start. Just to go again over real quick, you have the positive terminal. I hooked up this terminal to it. Take out the nut, screw it in. Then you're going to hook it up right here to the starter. As you can see, it's next to this right here. And then you hook up your ground wire to the ground terminal right here. Then I just hooked it up right underneath there. But you could also do it on the engine mount right there, but just want it up high so it's out of the way. So hey guys, so after getting the electric start and breaking in the engine, what I'm going to be doing next is installing the pump with the gearbox. So first of all, I'm going to just clean the keyway with some brake cleaner because I'm going to put some new anti-seize on there. Let me get some anti-seize. Basically, I'm going to just lay this down, not too thick. Just like that. I'm going to also cut that zip tie and put one of mine further in the back. So I'm going to do that. Just like that. Put that one away. Let me just put some anti-seize where that zip tie was. Okay, so I'll put one of the zip ties of my own further back just to keep the key in place. like that. And now the hard part is getting it on there. So we also still need to add 80W90 gearbox onto the gearbox right here. And then it also comes with mounting bolts and a spacer. So I'll be showing you how to do that too. But first we need to get this on there. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh no, my cats are going at it. So there we go. I'm gonna cut the zip tie. Hell yeah. There we go. There we go. Not too bad. That's how it is. Just like that. And now we need to put the spacer and the bolts. And you torque this down to 29 foot-pounds. Alright, so I'm gonna get a closer view so you can see what I'm doing. So basically I have the bolt with the washer, and basically you have the spacer right here. You need to make sure you catch it like that. Like that. Get the other ones. Do that all on all four sides. Go. Then the final one. And we're gonna torque these down to 40 to 29 foot-pounds. I'm gonna see if I can get up my torque wrench. Definitely on these two, but I'm not sure about the bottom two. There we go. Then also I need to fill the gear with some gear oil, 80W90. Also, when you get the pump and gearbox, it comes with a red plug. Remove it and install the yellow one right here, which has like the dipstick basically. So yeah, that's it for installing it. I also still need to plumb these items, but I'll do that at a later date. Hopefully these don't get loose. I forgot to use blue Loctite, so don't be like me. I would probably recommend some blue Loctite. Actually, I am gonna put blue Loctite, so it doesn't happen. So let me remove these. Basically, I won't remove it all the way. I'll just leave it like that. So let me do that just in case. All right, do it properly once. Then I'm gonna do this again. Okay, like that. So yeah, now I'm gonna just go tighten everything again. That was my bad. Okay, there we go. Next step we're gonna do is add some gear oil. The gear oil is right here. This is the pump oil. Okay, so the next step we're gonna do is add some gear oil, 80W90. I'm choosing Valvoline High Performance. Any gear oil will do. That's 80W90. So yeah, so in the instructions it says to add 8.5 ounces of high quality gear oil. So the gear is right here. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So it has 32 ounces. I'm gonna stop once it gets to 24 right here. That's 8. Then I'll add a little bit more. So there goes that. Let me just clean this real quick. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to show you a little bit more up close how I have this set up, basically, so you could have a better idea. Let's go from right here. So basically, you have the bolt, the washer on this side of the pump, of the gearbox, and then you have the spacer in between, right there. You can see right there, and then the pump itself already has oil, as you can tell right there and right there. And then that's the one for the gearbox. I already added around 9 ounces, which only calls for 8.5, so I'm not sure why it's acting up like that. Okay guys, the next step I'm gonna install is this 1/2 inch to 1 inch hose barb, which I'm gonna be installing right there to the input of the pump. The rest I'm gonna do later, just because I'm still waiting on my unloader and some other things. But pretty much right there, as you can see, right there, I'll be doing that. I'm gonna just use some thread tape and true blue to get this tight. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is remove this plastic right here with some pliers. There we go. Right here you have it. Right here you have it input in. So that's gonna be this one, which is a 1/2 inch to 1 inch hose barb, like that. Basically, first we're gonna use some of this Blue Monster tape. I like doing Blue Monster and also True Blue. I just feel like that gets the best combo to get no leaks. And you don't need a lot of this because then it gets messy. Like that, and pretty much I might start it by hand. I'm gonna redo this just because I messed up the thread tape. Just like that. I'm gonna just do like 2 wraps around. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna get rid of this extra that I don't need. Just like that. Then get some True Blue. And just get a little bit all around. Not too much. You don't want to overdo it as well. Just like that is okay. Put that to the side and then just thread it in by hand. is okay. Just like that. Maybe one little last turn. There we go. That's how you thread in the inlet for the water source. This is going to be coming from your buffer tank. Alright, so here we have the finished product. As of now, I still need to mount a whip hose right here. Then to my unloader block probably on that side. But I'm still waiting on the unloader. Okay guys, after installing the pump, putting oil on it and everything, now we're going to install the ZK1 unloader with the whip hose and the unloader block. So basically I didn't film putting the unloader block, but basically you drill 2 1/4-inch holes, and then basically you put the screw in the washer from this side, and then from the back underneath here you get put the nuts pretty much. And I'm gonna zoom in just so you can see what I'm talking about a little bit more. I'm gonna zoom in. There we go. So pretty much I put the screws in the washers right here, and with the nut in the back, you have to. I use like an adjustable wrench to get it from the back, and then I use my impact gun to tighten these. And then okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is install the unloader itself. So let me go back over here. And I got the unloader block with the 3/8, so that way I don't have to downsize anything. And pretty much the setup is gonna be like this. Like this, like that, with the bypass coming out in the back with my setup. I kind of messed up because I should have installed the unloader block with the ZK1 unloader already there. But I'm gonna just remove this. This is to set the pressure and just screw that in. So I'm gonna do that first. So in order to do that, basically, again, we're gonna use the outside, the out portion going into the unloader block. Just put thread tape and also the True Blue right here and screw it onto the unloader. And because of where I installed mine, it hits the engine block. So I'm gonna just remove the screw so I can tighten it on there. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so we have it all taped up with some True Blue right there. I accidentally also did the bypass right now, but so now I'm gonna just thread it in to the unloader block. And basically what I'm looking to do here is I want my bypass side to come this way because I have my water tank this way. So right now, right, it's to the reverse. So I'm gonna just do one more turn so it's this way. So also I'm gonna have it set over there pretty much right there. I'm gonna see if I can do one more turn right there. Right there. I'm gonna just put the screw back in. What we're gonna use to set the pressure with. I'm gonna just leave it there for now. Okay, there we go. This is going to the bypass. I'm gonna do that later just because I forgot the barb. I got the wrong size barb. I needed the female version. I got the male. So I'm gonna just get a 1/2 inch to 3/8 barb right there. Because you could also downsize it, but I'm gonna just go with the 1/2 inch to 3/8. And then from here, basically what we're gonna do, from this side, this is where you thread in. This is just temporary, so I'm gonna get a shorter whip line. This is all I had at the moment. All right, so I put some, not too much, because I'm just gonna use this really to test it out first. And then once I know everything works, I'm just gonna switch it out to a 2-foot whip line. All right, so basically you need to thread this in, the whole thing, with the hose. Probably be easier if it was a shorter hose. There is fine. Doesn't have to be too tight. There is fine. And then we're gonna take this end and basically thread it into the unloader right here. And this does have a swivel, so makes it simple. So I'm gonna just put some True Blue on that. Like that. So yeah, I definitely need probably only a 2-foot whip line. Yeah, one would be too short, so yeah, I need a 2-foot whip line. So that's what I'm gonna do next, because I'm probably just gonna test it out like this, but yeah, this is too, I do not like how it's sitting, especially with the exhaust here. The next step I'm gonna do, because I don't have my barb for the bypass yet, I'm gonna get one of these. It's a 3/8 male quick connect. And I'm gonna thread it right there at the bottom where it comes out of the unloader block. So this, I am gonna put thread tape as well as True Blue. Thread it in right here. Okay, so I just moved the camera so you guys have a better angle. So I'm gonna just tighten this real quick. Alright, there we go, it's fine. That's where I'm gonna connect my, this is where you connect your whip hose to your hose reel, or if you're not using a hose reel, straight to your gun pretty much. Your main hose, high pressure hose right there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I still need to get the, let me show you guys. I got the wrong barb. It's the right size barb, the wrong fitting. And this unloader is a 1/2-inch unloader. If you guys, I think they make it into a 3/8 also. But because I got a 3/8 unloader block, I don't have to deal with that. Like downsizing or using. So pretty much you would have your barb right here. So this is for your bypass. I got the wrong size though, so this is the male version. You need the female so you can thread it over here. And this is a 1/2-inch, so I'm probably just gonna get a 1/2-inch to 3/8 barb. And then that basically completes, so I can have my bypass going to the tank pretty much. It's not too difficult, pretty much plug and play. Just need to have the right fitting. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We have the motor. Here, we can set it right here. So that's pretty much how I have it set. That's gonna be the bypass. This is going towards where my tank is, pretty much. There you go. We have the, for the water supply. So yeah, looking pretty decent. We're gonna have to set this unloader as well. All right, guys. So I'll be installing the new whip hose. I just changed it out because the other one was a bit too long. So I was using a 4-foot one. Now this is a 2-foot one. This should be just good enough. So basically I just have it with the thread tape and the True Blue. So basically the same thing as the other one. Started by hand, like so. And basically you put the one that's doesn't twist right onto the pump. So you can see it's gonna be a tight fit. I almost think I should have gotten a 3-foot one, but this should be able to work. Just like that. So I just need to put some True Blue on this side. After doing that, I'll be installing it onto the motor. Okay, there we go. So just like that, and we have the new whip hose installed. If it ever becomes a problem where there's too much stress on this side, I might move the loader up slightly higher or just get a 3-foot hose. That's what I'm probably gonna do. I'm probably gonna have a backup just in case, because it looks like it's bending a little bit too much, more than what I want. But for now, that should be fine. Yeah, guys, and I just wanted to show you the last thing I did that I was missing. It was the bypass, and I just plumbed that real quick. So it's a 1/2 inch to 3/8 barb right there. So basically we're all ready to go to test this. So yeah, I just need to plumb it and install it onto the skid pretty much. Yeah, so hey guys, this is quite a bit later. This is how I have it set up on the skid pretty much. As you can see here, I have that bypass going over there and into my water tank right there. I have only a 3/4 inch inlet, which I would not recommend. I would do minimum 1 inch right here with a 1 inch hose from the tank. Mine was already plumbed with a 3/4 inch hose, and I haven't had any issues, but I'm probably losing a little bit of flow, you know. But I haven't had any issues pretty much. And then, you know, that's my unloader block right there. Currently has around 229 hours. Really have no issues. The only really issue that came up like within like the first 10 hours was that I think I forgot to put blue Loctite on the bolts right there, so they were kind of loose. So this kind of came a little bit loose, like the pressure washer. And then the other issue that I've been having was the switch, the on and off switch for the electric start. When it works great. It worked fine for like probably over a year. Then like a switch would go bad here and there. I've been replacing it. I replaced it like 3 times, and then all of a sudden, it's probably a wiring issue or a wire got cut. It doesn't work currently. I've been just pull starting it pretty much from there, but pretty much there, it hasn't really given me any issues. Performs great. I'm gonna do a bucket test right now, so you can see how many gallon per minute it does. It does around 6.3 gallons per minute. If I had a 1 inch hose going, 1 inch hose and 1 inch inlet, I'll probably get a little bit more flow. But I haven't really had any issue where it would starve or anything like that. So I'm gonna do the bucket test right here, right now. And for the test, I'm going through the hose reel. I'm not bypassing it, and it's only 3/8 connections all the way through. So there's probably some, I get probably better flow if I just go through right through the bypass, and I had a 1/2 inch bypass, but this is what I have. So this is gonna be, and I'm using this Harbor Freight gun with the M5 twist pretty much. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna do for the bucket test, and we're gonna start it here soon. Okay guys, and as you can see, it has some pretty good flow. All right, so I'm gonna start the test right now. I'm gonna wait until it hits 45 pretty much. But once it hits 45, I'm gonna see how long it takes. So I'm gonna wait right now. All right guys, so that's pretty much full. Some of it came off, but that was right around 45 seconds. So I think when I do the math, I believe that's around 6 to 6.5 gallons per minute. And as you can see, it has some pretty good flow. That's going through the hose reel and everything. I could probably get another a little bit more than that. As you can see, I can reach pretty far right over there. That's probably around 40 feet over there. It performs pretty good. You know, some of it came off, but it's pretty much 5 gallons in like around 45 seconds. And I mean, right now I have it pretty restricted. I could probably get a little bit more out of it, honestly, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it's been great to downstream with it, to surface clean with it. You run a 20-inch surface cleaner. With the tips, I have it set to like around 2,600 PSI. It does great, cleans concrete very well, rinses well. I downstream houses all the time with it. It doesn't give me any issues. So yeah, so far it's been really reliable, and I really recommend it. This is how I have it in my setup, you know. Nothing special. I'm probably gonna update it here soon and change the hose reel over there, and maybe get a 1/2 inch block instead of 3/8 and a 1/2 inch hose going to the hose reel. But yeah, man, everything works well. It's been great so far. I really recommend it, and it's pretty cheap. I think I only spent around $1,400, $1,500 to build this. I have a spreadsheet, so with everything. But for the price and for the performance, I really can't complain. So yeah, I really do recommend it. And yeah, I just wanted to show a quick little update from the time where I built it, and I've been using it. And I just want to say that I'm pretty happy with it, besides some minor issues. But other than that, I think it's really good. And with the Harbor Freight warranty, I'm probably gonna get a new engine here soon. Just like, even though this one works fine, I've been doing oil changes every 50 hours or so. And then the pump, I did change it like every 100 hours, and also the gearbox. And yeah, so far it's been great. Haven't had any issues. So just wanted to give this little quick update.